Dear students, we will take up the next topic, that is software requirements. So software requirement, as you very well know, is important phase of developing a software. So when you start developing the software, the basic is that you should know what the system should do. So software requirements help us to know what are the services that software should render. So in this we will consider the topics, okay, that is introduction is the first. Next, functional and non-functional requirements. Next, user requirements. Next, system requirements. Fifth topic is interface specification, and the last topic is the software requirement document. So these are 6 topics that we will be considering in this chapter, that is software requirements. Okay. So we will take up the first topic today, that is introduction. In introduction, okay, we will know what is software requirements. Okay. The requirements reflect the needs of a customer or system that helps to solve some problem. So requirements help us to know what the system is going to solve, what is the problem that we are going to solve, and what are the basic information that one needs to know when it takes up to software development. For example, controlling a device, finding information. These are what is the problem that we are going to solve. That is, here we have to control a device. Here in the second case we have to find the information from certain source. Requirement engineering, okay, the definition or the meaning is the process of finding out, analyzing, documenting and checking these services and constraints. So the simple meaning of requirement engineering is that it is the process of finding out, analyzing, documenting and checking these services. So requirement engineering forms the basis for software development, as it has got concept of finding out, analyzing and documenting. There is some specific meaning to the word requirement. Although in general we understand what is requirement means, what is our need. But when you are taking up to software development, it has got different meaning and we should understand in that way. The term requirement has different meaning. Okay. In some cases, requirement is simply a high-level abstract statement of services the system must provide. So, the requirement, the meaning differs. In some cases, it is abstract statement. Abstract means not giving very detail. Okay. For example, user requirements, okay, are abstract in nature. Okay. At the other extreme, it is a detailed, formal definition of system function. So if you take other extreme, requirement means we want detailed information. Detailed information must be made available. So in case of system requirement, we should have detailed information about what the system should do. Third, user requirements means the high level abstract requirement. So if the user wants some services, he will tell in brief. Okay, he will not give much detail. The task of detailing out is with the developer. Okay. Next, system requirement means the detailed description of what the system should do. So here the role of developer is very, very important. So whatever the system requirements are defined by the user requirements. User requirements are specified in the abstract manner by the user. What is the service you want from software? Whereas system requirements are the detailed specific requirements, okay, found out by developer in consultation with the user. Now we will take the definition of user requirement and system requirement. User requirements are the statements in natural language plus diagrams of what services the system is expected to provide and the constraint under which it must operate. So as the user requirements are specified by the user will specify or say in his natural language, could be English, could be Marathi, could be Kannada. So he will specify in the natural language, not in computer language. Okay. He will also give some diagrams how the services should be available. So the user requirements are given by the user in his own language. Also he may take help of diagrams. Okay. So what the system should services he expects. Okay. Next, the system requirements set out the system's functions, services and operational constraints in detail. So once the user requirements are available, next comes the system requirements. System requirements document must be precise. It must define exactly what is to be implemented. So system requirements are going to set out the goals for a software. So these must be very precise and detailed and must be written down correctly. Now there is some distinction between user requirement and system requirement. Let us understand what is the distinction or what is the difference between user requirements and system requirements. A user requirement may be expanded into several system requirements. So single user requirement will give birth to one or more system requirements. Okay, that means the detailed requirements can be more. Okay, whereas user requirements can be a single statement. A user requirements is more abstract. Okay, whereas the system requirements add details and explain the services, functions that are provided by the system. As we earlier understood, the user requirements are abstract in nature, that is, they are not detailed. Okay, only a statement is specified, whereas system requirements are detailed in nature, because that is going to set the objective for our software. We'll try and take up one example, the example of library system. Suppose we have got a university library system where number of professors, students and other staff members have got access to the information. Okay, so we'll take up one example of library system. The name of the software is library sys. Okay, user requirements definition. Okay, as far as library system is concerned, the software, that is libsys, shall keep track of all the data required by copyright licensing agencies in India and elsewhere. So the user requirement is that the detailed information will be kept considering the copyrights licensing agencies in India and elsewhere. So it is a brief statement, not very detailed. It is abstract in nature. But once you go in for system requirements, they are detailed in nature. We may have 2 or 3 or even more the statements as far as user system requirement is concerned. In this case, as far as library system is concerned, the first system requirement is on making a request for a document from library system, the requester shall be presented with a form that records details of the user and the request made. So once the request is made to library system, then he is given a form where all the details of the requester or the customer or the user are recorded in the form. So this is the first step. In the next step, as far as system requirement is concerned, as far as library system is concerned, the example that we are considering. So the second user system statement is library system request forms shall be stored on the system for 5 years from the date of request. So these request forms will be kept only for 5 years. Beyond 5 years they will not be available. So the records will be kept only for 5 years, and record will be readily available or should be readily available for the 5 years from the date of request. The third system statement can be all library system request forms must be indexed by user by the name of the material requested and by the supplier of the request. So all these request forms should be properly indexed, okay, and should be kept in arranged manner so that at any time they are available. Okay. See, you can understand how the detailed statements are mentioned as far as system requirement is concerned. Fourth, every system shall maintain a log of all requests that have been made to the system. So all the details, the time, as per the time frame, all the records shall be maintained so that any time the request made by the customer or the user can be made available. So records should be kept very properly. Now, who are the different types of readers as far as requirements are concerned? Okay, that we will study. We will take up some examples type of readers. So as far as user requirement is concerned, these are abstract statement mentioned by the user who could be working at various levels. So client managers is one of the user. System end users, any could be clerk, could be supervisor. Client engineers, if they are engineers, then even they are the users. Contractor managers and system architects. So here you can find these are the people who do not belong to the software field. As far as system requirement is concerned, it could be system end user, client engineers, system architects and software developers. So there, as far as requirements are concerned, the category of people who mention these requirements are also different. With this, we are into the new chapter, that is software requirements. So today we are trying to understand what is user requirement and what is system requirements. In the next session, we will take up the next topic. Please study whatever I said as far as PDF file is concerned. Write down the questions and do well. Thank you.